Secret Quest is now released and it's time to move to another project. At the end of this month I will be releasing my next game, which is the Cats with Standards. I made a short trailer explaining about the game, so let's view that now and then return to the devlog. Cats with Standards is a dark and cozy hidden object game with stress-free gameplay. It's a psychological horror visual novel with a dystopian cat story. You play as a cat who enjoyed his lives with his weird friends and nature. But in this cat world, everyone gets a dose of reality when reaching a certain age. And that reality is like a drug to these creatures. You find yourself forced to do things that are questionable but mandatory.
No time. Be efficient. Performance is the key.
You find yourself pushing towards the life that you can't bear until you can't take it anymore.
Consider yourself as nothing.
It's a story of a burnout, a story of losing friends and your mind, but also to break free from it. Your decisions create the ultimate outcome for this cat's life.
What? You're trying to have some soul now?
Will you endure or get exiled? Cats with Standards is a small game, which takes a couple of hours to complete. It's made by a solo game developer without any use of AI. The graphics and the original soundtrack is all made by hand, with pure love to the craft. I hope you enjoy this small piece of mine, since I enjoyed a ton when making it. Cats with Standards is part of the Shipping 24 Games in 24 Months challenge. You can follow my journey on my Patreon as a free or paid member. That's patreon.com/Chestercraft.
Hello, Uncle Victor. I am here.
For this given game, I'm happy with the visuals and the audio of the game, since I feel that I nailed these this time. The game is very atmospheric and has that mysterious vibe, but still feels rather stress-free to play through. So from the graphics and the audio perspective, I think there's something in there. My biggest concern is that I have no idea how to market such a game. It's not a very streamer friendly because, well, it's a visual novel, so I'm just kind of left hanging here how to do marketing for such a game. The game will be part of the Steam Next Fest, from which I hope to obtain some wish lists, but other than that, it's basically just my own social media and marketing and some influencer outreach campaign. But if you have any good ideas how I should do marketing, please let me know. Let's take a short look into the code base of the game. Yet again, I'm not very proud of it, but it does the trick. All dialogues and such are actually timed manually, if we take a look here. So I actually trigger an audio clip, like an example, like this, if you can see from here, but there's in the Embrace level, I start the Melancholy Circus song, which by the way, we take a look in a moment. But I start that song, then we wait for some seconds in that given song. When it comes to that certain spot in that song, then we put the music down a little, and then we wait a couple of seconds, and then move the camera there, and wait a couple of seconds, and then we start the speech, the audio clip. And then we basically just manually do the timing for each of these speech to appear on the screen. So, like mentioned, I'm not very proud of it, but it still does the trick, and for this given game, I think it was a good choice, because there's, in the end, rather small amount of these speech bubbles and such, so instead of doing some complicated mechanic for it, I thought that this is a good way to do that. But there's some problems also with this, obviously, is that when I find an issue with the timings, as an example, it may become a problem because it's rather hard to, let's say, find the proper seconds that I need to change, as an example. So it's a headache when things don't go right, but when they are right, it's basically bulletproof, that it will work and such. But the gameplay itself is rather straightforward in the game. So since there is so kind of only a couple of puzzles and such, and it may start to feel a little repetitive, I decided that there needs to be some jump scares when clicking the bones to keep the player on their toes, but also to add some puzzle elements there and there. Like there's the jump scare as an example, and the puzzle elements as an example, like very basic ones, that there are some buttons here. You cannot press these, but let's actually put that away as well. But there's a leveler, you can track this, you can put them there, then the buttons work and you can press the leveler and the machine starts operating. So in the end, the main focus in the game is for the story. I don't want the player to get too carried away with the complex controls and some game mechanics, but there's a still risk that it becomes too repetitive. The game is rather short, so I hope that within such a short period of time the gameplay won't start feeling repetitive. But we'll see. We'll sure see about that. One last thing for this devlog is that we're gonna listen one of my favorite music clips from the game. It's the Melancholy Circus, like mentioned there. I'm first going to show very shortly how the given track is created, and then we'll listen it to full. So this is the Melancholy Circus on my iPad, the GarageBand. So we're gonna kind of break this into parts, the Melancholy Circus, and then we're gonna listen it full. So first of all, there are the horns. Like that. And if we just start adding these, like more of these, actually let's put it like this way. Let's maybe mute that, the strings, and also the earthu, and I'm not sure what is that, female choir. Let's like put that away and that way, and also the drums, we put that away, and the other earthu. There's so many tracks here. But let's put these away, and I will demonstrate how this song is put. So here's with the French horns that are added. So then we add the strings to that beginning as an example. Let's put the earthu, and also let's put the that female chord there as well. Yeah, there we go. And then let's put the slow frets, because this is one of the main things in the whole Catch It standards is the slow frets. Let's actually put them all. No, not that mountain rain, because I think that's a big thing. Let's listen to this now. So now if we put the final touches there at the beginning, let's unmute that, and that mountain rain, there's a big trick, and also the female shore. So let's try this. So that's the Melancholy Circus done in the GarageBand, and there's like I don't want to count these tracks, but there's a couple of tracks here that are played, and also let's actually unmute that. But let's listen that to full. I like that song, it pretty much sums up the feeling in Catsfit standards. But hey, like always, consider becoming a free or paid member on my Patreon. There's a lot of people joined already, especially during the past events I've attended, like the Northern Game Summit and also the Pocket Gamer Helsinki. So thank you very much for the people who joined during those events, and after that, we're actually closing in 100 members, which is super awesome. So when thinking about it for a moment, if, as an example, all these 100 members would be paying €3 per month, it would already mean around €300 per month, obviously, and that target makes us the target that makes this project sustainable is somewhere around 800 to 1,000 paying members. So in the end, it's not that big of a number. There are right now approximately 24 paying members on my Patreon, which is, by the way, super nice, and thank you very much for that. And it would be super awesome if you consider doing that as well, because it means a lot to me that if you're able to support this ongoing and keep this challenge alive and to be able to make these games in the future as well. So I hope you enjoyed this given devlog and consider becoming a free or paid member on Patreon. That would be super sweet. Thank you very much, and cheers, and bye bye.